Bros, welcome back. Sorry for the heater noise, it's cold out. We got two new members of the channel. We've got Devin Ford, shout out to you. And we've got Scott Lazeney. Welcome to the channel, boys. Let's get started. Last time we ended off on this piece, which is definitely cold by now because it's been a day. But more importantly, we've got us a small welding table. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a welding station over here somewhere and move all this and arrange it. And this will be like our dedicated welding spot. So maybe I'll put an additional light up here to give us some light down on it, but that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna open this up, set this up, and clean a spot over here for it. Before you click away from the video, we will be welding in this video. So don't go away. And click subscribe. So yeah, do that. I actually got this from Princess Auto, which is like the Canadian version of Harbor Freight. It looks pretty straightforward. So before we get too far and ripping shit apart, this is all going straight in the garbage. I mean, it's definitely not going to be the biggest table, but it's sturdy. It looks to be like 1/8" steel, maybe a bit bigger. Yeah, it's definitely sturdy. Trust me when I tell you, other YouTubers, nobody wants to watch you assemble a table. I did leave out this front leg in case I want to like get under the table and stuff, so that was my reasoning behind it. Yep. Not bad. Could be a lot worse. I wonder if that toolbox will fit under the table. That'd be neat. So we just got to set up like this for now. I do need to get myself a stool so I can sit down, and then hopefully this will be a lot better setup than what we were having. These can be obviously pulled out when I need them, and then the bottles are just tucked back over there. And then I had to run this like that, but I can always put something here. My plan is to put stuff on the wall anyway so I can assort some like stainless steel brushes and aluminum brushes, like stainless steel for aluminum, but just like so they're always there. Okay, it's a little bit darker in this corner of the garage. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna worry about getting a chair after. I cleaned up a little bit. We made us a little bit of a workspace here, but we'll get a chair after. We'll worry about that little bit of stuff. What we're gonna do is take our exhaust side off now. And we're gonna put the manifold back on the car and then see if we can make our collector pipes. Or whatever you wanna call them. Ah!
What the fuck?
Oh wow. I probably warped these bolts. These bolts actually didn't like being held when I welded because they're like bent now and they won't come apart. Joy. Well, that was annoying, but we can put this on now anyways. You can see why I had to put that on an angle, because you can see how well it lines up with that one now. And then the other one comes down that leg right there and it joins up over here. So it doesn't look too difficult to make happen. Actually, looking at it again now, I think our angle's gonna be a little too tight there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it here, down here somewhere, and I'm just gonna rotate the flex pipe a little bit so it'll line up better. And then we can just run a 90 off this piece. I'm about to show you what I did and why, and you'll see it as soon as I start demonstrating. So I cut this piece off right here, mid-bend. So, let me flip this around so I can see what's going on down here. So, look through that hole, you can see where it lines up, and this is where it was before. If we keep with the radius of the bend, that's where we ended up. But as you turn it while it's on the bend, it starts turning towards our pipe. So if we turn it a little bit, then we'll have a straight shot to our V-band flange, and then we can put another small bend off that V-band flange into that one. So we'll mark this, tack it up, re-bolt it up, and then try and get that other piece made right there. So these are our pieces here. We just marked them. We're gonna make our first tack on this one, and then I already have the second one lined up. This is a little bit junky, but we're gonna make this work for now. It's gonna be nice that I can also just clamp the bench now too. And I gotta go clean my tungsten because I didn't do that from last time. Another thing you guys told me and I listened is to grind the tungsten with the belt so it pulls, like the marks are towards the end, towards the tip. Yeah, I listened. No. And you guys are right, these gloves are like super big and beefy and hard to TIG with, so I actually ordered some small, like thinner gloves for TIG welding. I guess I gotta turn it on, huh? Be a good idea to turn the machine on, Kyle. That's a pretty big gap on the other side. I have to break that tack off. We are gonna have a little gap to fill here. It doesn't look too bad, but that's our thingamajiggy so far. This one we should be able to just tack weld it on the car. No, I didn't turn the machine on. Damn it! I had it too. I did good. I'm so stupid. I was like, what's going on? And I was trying to tack weld it without any gas on. Typical me. Typical fucking me. So here's what our first leg looks like. You can see it looks a lot better than last time, that's for sure. So we'll pull this out and we'll get this side welded up, and then we'll start on the second side, I guess. Couple things of note here. That's where I forgot to turn the gas on. That was stupid on my part. Looks like we have a nice like little lip that we can weld into on this exhaust clamp, and then this one we did have it was a little tiny bit short there on the end, and we're gonna have to fill that also. Typical V-band stuff. But I did cut it the right length this time so we don't have to deburr it all and shit in there. So we'll clean this off and I can get a couple more tacks in there to make sure it doesn't move. We are putting the other side of the V-band clamp on too. I wonder if my seat's gonna be tall enough. Nope. What else can we put on that? Set up a fan just to like ventilate the work area so I don't like get headaches and shit, hopefully. So I'm gonna lay the wire like right in the gap, and I'm just gonna keep pushing the wire in as I walk it around. We completed our first weld. There it is, boys. I actually had to start using the bigger filler wire just to fill the big V gap that was in this piece. And then this was a smaller filler wire, and then this was the bigger stuff over here. So you can see it worked out a little bit better. Okay, we got this joint done now too. I had to put this extension on there so I could get a piece of aluminum in the end. Because I couldn't fit a piece of aluminum in here without it like contaminating the weld, and it got angry at me, so let me just pull this up. There you go. I managed to fill the gap too that was there. I just had to use the bigger filler wire, and it turned out alright. It's actually not that bad for like my third weld now. Just one more to go. This butt weld that I already fucked up. So we'll try that now. I'm actually really enjoying this, and like I said, every time that I use the torch and make a new weld, it seems that I learn something different. I'm like, oh, that works, that doesn't work. And it's to the point now like, it's getting a little bit better. And I have a makeshift seat. It's a battery box on top of a jug. I'll go get a new one later. So I was waiting too long to move on this butt joint, that's why I was blowing holes. So apparently I have to go much faster than I thought I had to go. Probably gonna jinx it, but it's been like half a weld since I had to sharpen this tungsten now. Oh no, fuck! I was going way too slow. I blew a gigantic hole in it. I was going way too slow and I blew a huge hole in it. But I was going good until then. Look at it. I was going good. And then I blew a hole. Let's see if we can fix that now. We'll go with some light over here. This is the one that I just did. This is where I had to fill the hole, so it came out like bird turds. But the rest of it on this side, looks like it came out pretty alright. So it looked like it came out alright. That was my old MIG welder stuff beside it, so we're a step up from that. And then these are the other two right here that we did. This one it got a little turdy when I was trying to fill the gap. And this one, I just suck. So we're forever learning. I'm gonna put this back on the car now and we'll start the second leg. I wanna see if this is gonna fit up after welding it though, mainly. And shit, look at it, it fits. So just the second pipe to do. We'll probably cut it off like here and start turning it underneath this one and aim towards that pipe down there. I got a little excited to see you guys and I just finished up with the live stream. We actually hit 285 people watching at once. There's 250 right now. Shout out to the Mick. But yeah, thanks for joining my live stream, guys. Sometimes I feel like, in my opinion, that I upload too infrequently. Like sometimes it'll be 4 or 5 days between videos. So sometimes I just grab the live feed, say what's up, and hang out with you guys. Like I can't be on here every day, but I wish. That's like the end goal is to just be full-time YouTuber, obviously. I think that's every YouTuber's end goal, but not in the cards right now. We're gonna start on our second leg here. Just jump into it, pull this off, and start with our first bend. I hate our coolant leak. Fuck off, coolant leak. Sorry, the heat is on. I just did the live stream and like it's goddamn cold in here because I turned the heat off for the live stream, but screw you guys. These are literally my last two bends. They've already been used, but it looks like we can just put this 90 at the bottom of that leg and then this 45 at the end of this. And then our flex section in here, and it looks like it's gonna line up perfectly to where that needs to be. So we might get lucky here. We do have some straight section that we could have pie cut, but if we can utilize these bends, that'd be perfect. I'm just gonna get a marker and I'm gonna roughly cut out which angle we need on everything and how long. And then I'm gonna undercut it. So I'm gonna cut it short and then I'm going to retest fit it up and see which leg needs to be cut and where, and we'll go from there. So what I actually did was I put our battery box down there, our welding seat, and then I put that bar on it, so we kind of line up. We wanted to be level with that bar off the leg, so that's where I marked it here. So we'll cut this off, we'll retest fit our 90 on there once we put this back up, and then we might be able to just tack it again. So I just used some painter's tape to hold this one in place. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that or not, but it comes out here, and then to there, and then we just have to add the straight section right there. If I'm smart, I'll get rid of this piece because it's kind of ugly and I cut it a little bit, so I should cut it right here and then just add another piece of straight. Sorry camera, you're not gonna be able to watch me tack this in place. Okay, you guys can be up here and I'll be down there. So I need my marker. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark how long to cut this leg off down here. So now we'll cut and clean this off. You can see it's at a little tiny bit of an angle, so I'm gonna have to cut it at that angle. And I'm cutting this piece because I don't like the little bit of cuts that I made here in it. And it seems like lately I've just been taking my time to do it right, clean up all my pieces, deburr the inside, clean the outside, and then I use like steel wool on the inside, steel wool on the outside, then I'll acetone it all. I'm just trying to get a good product. If only I could weld now, it'd make it so much better. Yes! So we're just gonna extend this pipe out by joining these two. No, you keep moving. I tried to use my piece of angle iron in here, but it just kept tipping, so like this piece. Why am I shit at tack welding? I don't get it. I don't understand tack welding. Without a filling rod anyways. I just keep making holes, what the fuck? I'm getting pissed off with this. So here it is all tacked up. I need to get some more tacks on it. But it looks great, I think. The fitment's not perfect. I do have a little bit of gap to fill here. I'm gonna try and get more tacks on it before I take it apart so it doesn't move at all. And if we get lucky, we still might be able to run our oil return down here and then between the two pipes. So it's kind of strategic. And hopefully our exhaust comes out that way. Trying to get tacks on stuff like from the bottom is like being a pain in my ass. All right, here's our setup. That wasn't going well with the tacking. This one, it got a drop of coolant on it from the engine, so that's why it's steaming. And then we just gotta fill these. All of that. And then it looks a lot better than last time, that's for sure. I was having issues tacking it. When tacking it, should I use like a lot higher amperage? But then I blow through it. I'm gonna have to look up a video on tack welding. And yes, everyone who recommended welding tips and tricks, I subscribed to his channel and I'm watching some of the videos, so thanks for that. Now for our back purging, we're actually gonna run masking tape this time. If it'll come off the roll. Come on, this is the good kind, $8. That's a Trailer Park Boys reference if you guys don't watch Trailer Park Boys.
I can't believe you just did that. Those are the good kind, $8.
I'm not joking, Ricky.
None of our welds are close to this masking tape, so we shouldn't have to worry about it like melting on us. We're gonna move this for now, we don't need it. Number one thing about TIG welding is be comfortable, apparently, so people say. I'll take your word for it. Things out of the way, get comfortable, Kyle. This doesn't need to be here. And now, because last time I had difficulty most with the butt weld joints, I'm gonna try that first. Last time I was at 65 amps over here, and I just had to go way too fast. So I'm gonna knock it back down to like 50, 55 maybe, and go low and slow. Hopefully I won't blow any holes in it. And then these ones, I did a bit better because I used a bigger filler rod. There's a bit more meat on like the flex section part, so you can run a bit higher amperage. And then I'll do that last. I just hope everything has enough tacks on it to hold it, which it looks like it does. So we're gonna start over here on the end. We're gonna get our back purging set up. Little fan on here so we don't get all the fumes like that are coming out of the back purges in our face, because that's probably not good. Now what's gonna happen with our back purging setup that's coming through this tube right here is that argon's gonna fill up this tube, and apparently it's heavier than air, so we have to just wait for this entire tube to fill up. It's gonna push out through all like the little gaps that we have here. And so you give that a minute or two to run its cycle and get just argon on the back side of everything, and then we can start welding. It looks so good like this before I weld it, but after I weld it's gonna look like shit. But it's all wiped down with acetone. My filler rod's all filled down with acetone. It's being back purged as we speak. We have the fan pointing just away so it doesn't hit the argon that's coming out of the tip. The welder's set at 50 amps, and we're gonna give that a go first. I don't know how much you guys love this content, but like I enjoy this over just bolting on parts, getting a kit and bolting it on, and then being proud of it. This is like way more fun to me. Still using my shitty setup here, but I'm trying to get as comfortable as possible with my box set up here. I need to sharpen my tungsten. It's It's not sharp enough. And also it doesn't seem like enough amps because it's not really moving fast at all, so I'm just gonna up it a little bit to 55. Give it back. And this box setup definitely isn't the best because I can't really push off it. So at 55, it takes a little bit to heat up before I can start moving, but it doesn't seem bad at 55. I'm gonna keep welding and I'll show you guys when I'm done. So before I turn it over, here's the welds on this side. This one I did put a little tiny hole in it, so I had to glob it up a little bit right there. But right here, it was looking okay. And then over here, same junk. So we're just gonna turn our piece. We might have to wrap the vise and then we'll continue welding the insides there. I also noticed if I hold the torch at a bit more of an angle, it seems to work a little bit better that I'm pushing the puddle, but what do I know? I'm just a rookie. You fucker. Loser! Hey, I'm getting pretty proud of that one. Look at it. I'm starting to get the hang of this thing. You guys see it? I think you can see it. Keep going. Alright boys, that's 3 welds done. It actually looks pretty damn decent. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Actually, this isn't even the loud one. It's that one. Look at it. It doesn't look bad at all. I am actually quite satisfied with this. So my technique's a little weird with the torch. I like to hold it like this, put my finger on the piece of metal, and then like I just do little rocking back and forth to join the two metals together and then dip my filler in. And that's how I like to do it. And then when I reach to a point that it's not comfortable anymore, I stop and I'll let the metal cool with the gas, and then I'll just move over, put my finger down again. It's probably not the best technique in the world, but you gotta do what works for you. I'm actually really satisfied with that. I did notice that halfway through one of my welds too, that the piece of tape broke on our back purging, so it's probably not back purged very well. But I mean, like, I'm actually really satisfied with this. Now it's just our big piece left. I think I'm going to use a big filler rod here, and I'm going to use a bit more amps, and I'm going to feed the bigger metal into the smaller metal here. So because there's so much layers on this flex plate, so we're going to use the bigger filler rod here and a bit more amps, and just feed that into it. Crank the amps up a bit here. 67. Sure. We'll start there, and then I'll get a feel for it if it's not enough amps, and then we'll go from there. But move our piece so it's comfortable to work on. Actually, let's get the bottom first. Let's get the easy side first. Make this not wobbly using our portable vise that you guys keep telling me to mount. If I mounted it, I wouldn't be able to do things like this. See, now it's not wobbly. Smart, Kyle. Smart.
Simple as brr, brr.
That's so slow. Let's try a bit more. We're 73 amps now. We're getting crazy. My pedal actually slid away from me there. Oh my god, I almost fell. So this side I actually used the big filler wire, and I went slow and it just kind of undercut a little bit here. And I just kept filling it with wire. On this side, I'm going a little bit faster. I'm using a smaller wire, but I'm noticing that, like, see this little lip of metal here? That's coming off when I'm trying to weld to this ring. That's coming off, and I don't actually have to use much filler wire because that little lip right there is actually providing itself as filler. So it's starting to come out a little bit like smaller and better on this side. If you guys can see that. I need to get a light over here on this side because it'll make it that much better to see. So here's our finished product. This looks a lot better than this, right? I still left these ones in here. This isn't going to be the final hot side piping, but you guys like? Leave a thumbs up if you like it. We did it. So I'm going to clean up the inside a little bit with our Dremel just so we don't get any like stupid shit running like through the turbo at high speeds, and then we'll bolt it up to the car and bolt the turbo back on. I'm pretty satisfied with this. This is a big accomplishment for me. I didn't blow any holes in the tubes this time. So what I did was I did this stuff last time. I went online, I learned a little bit, did this stuff the next time. Got a little bit better, baby. Hey, time to go back in, and I don't even know if it's gonna go back in one piece, but it came out in one piece, so it should probably go back in one piece. It's gonna be super easy to put in now that I have this mount here too. Now we gotta refigure out the orientation of everything. Turbo goes here. The hose is gonna be too short regardless. We're gonna have to make a new return line hose for sure. Boy, look at it in there. Look at our pipe. Shit, it looks good, boys. Let's get bolted up. These are 2 flex pipes. We made a turbo kit. Now I know it feels like everything is taking forever, but the main intention of this car was a learning building experience, and we're definitely learning. That was a new skill we just picked up, and I'm hoping that you guys will see this and take it as an opportunity to try something new on your own, because TIG welding is something I didn't think I was going to be able to pick up. Sat down for a little bit. We learned a new skill, boys. It's not perfect. It's going to take a long time to perfect it, and you'll never be perfect at it, but we can do things. We can join 2 pieces of metal now. So thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure to subscribe. Peace easy. Get to FE.